Mom, let's get away from Dad right now while we still can. I've already got all our stuff ready. What? It's 3 a.m. You're a sleepyhead, aren't you?
I rolled my eyes blankly at my daughter's unexpected words.
I'm not a sleepyhead. Trust me and get over here, quick.
My daughter, Yvonne, was pulling on my hand with urgency. Her face was dead serious, suggesting this was no joke.
Mom, we gotta hurry. No time to explain. Come on, let's go.
Yvonne rushed me, glancing around the house, as if she was worried that my husband John would wake up. I walked out of the house with my bag in my hand, puzzled as to what was going on, and found a car parked outside. Looking into the driver's seat, I was surprised. There was someone Yvonne had called, waiting in the car. I need some explanation now. Why did we have to leave the house like we're fleeing in the night? As I got into the car and asked this, a shocking truth was revealed. Yvonne's baffling actions were all out of concern for me. My name is Talia and I am a housewife. I met my husband, John, when we were in college, and we continued dating and married after we both started working. John is a successful salesperson with a high reputation within his company. He has gradually gained prominence among his colleagues, and his work has also led him to be entrusted with major projects. Hence, one day my busy husband asked me if I would be a full-time housewife. I was working at a regular company but agreed to support him. Our marriage was going well, and a year later, our daughter Yvonne was born. Then, after Yvonne entered elementary school and I had a little more time to take care of my child, with John's permission, I worked part-time at a supermarket to supplement the family income. I was so nervous about returning to work after a long absence, but all of my colleagues at the supermarket were nice people. However, there was one person I struggled with. The store manager, Nelson. Nelson is a single man approaching his 60th birthday. He used to be married, but his ex-wife ran away from home for some reason a few years ago. He might be a bit gloomy, but recently, Nelson's behavior towards me has been odd. He's been calling me outside of work hours more frequently, asking me to do miscellaneous tasks that aren't directly related to my job. And I wondered why he was talking to me so close. Talia, could you come a bit closer? My hearing is so bad, it's hard for me to hear. Okay. I was puzzled by the manager who suddenly became familiar with me, even though he had never done so before. There was also a lot of sensitive physical contact that was difficult to point out, such as a sudden touch on the shoulder. Why just me, when he didn't do that to any of other coworkers? Although it's hard to say no to the manager. I followed his instructions, but I am sure I was somewhat uncomfortable. Hey John, I need to talk to you about something. Feeling desperate, I tried to discuss Nelson's behavior with my husband, John. What? I've been really busy with work lately, pretty tired. Is it urgent? John seemed clearly annoyed. Well, no, it's nothing. I hesitated, discouraged by his reaction. I wanted to talk about how Nelson was making me uncomfortable, but I decided to let it go. Lately, John has been working more overtime and on holidays than before. John spent much less time at home and our conversations were much less frequent. Even when I have something to talk about, like today, he hardly listens because he's too tired. Maybe it's a bit creepy that he's so close, but it's not like there's any real harm. I guess I just have to put up with it. Ugh, I dread going to work. Unable to discuss my concerns, I ended up feeling frustrated and alone. One day, my daughter Yvonne showed me a flyer from her school about an overnight stay. An overnight stay? When is it? I checked the flyer she handed me. What a surprise to find tomorrow's date listed there. What? Tomorrow? Why didn't you tell me sooner? I'm sorry, Mom. I forgot to tell you about it and just remembered. Well, it can't be helped now, just be more careful next time. We better hurry and get ready. Surprised by the sudden situation, Yvonne and I began to make preparations in a great hurry. Let's see, pajamas and underwear and what else do we need? I pulled out a large travel bag and began to pack everything I needed. Looking at the flyer, I thought it was quite bold for the school to organize an overnight event for first graders. Watching Yvonne pack, I noticed something odd.
Wait, those are my clothes. Why are you taking them to the sleepover?
Yvonne was not just packing her own clothes, but for some reason, she was also trying to pack mine.
Well, you see, I promised my friends we'd show off our mom's clothes. Your clothes are cute, right? I wanted to brag about them. Is that okay? Not that I shouldn't, but... Does the teacher know? How can you take something you don't want without permission?
It's okay. I've already got permission from the teacher.
Well, if that's the case.
Considering they're having a sleepover, maybe it's a school that values children's independence. Though I found it odd, I couldn't say no to my adorable daughter. With a wry smile, I agreed, saying it was fine. Then, Yvonne neatly folded my clothes along with hers and packed them into the travel bag. And somehow managed to finish packing that night. While I was sleeping in our bedroom, Yvonne suddenly came in.
Mom, wake up. Hey, hurry.
Yvonne, whispering my name and gently shaking me, tried to rouse me.
What's wrong at this hour?
I checked the clock on the bedside table, and it was 3 a.m.
Keep it down. What's the matter?
I have work tomorrow, so be quiet. John, sleeping next to me, woke up due to our voices.
I'm sorry, honey, looks like Yvonne woke up. I woke up needing the bathroom, but it's dark and scary, and I can't go alone. Please, Mom, come with me. I might wet the bed otherwise.
Yvonne might seem mature for her age, but she's still just 6 years old. It's natural she'd be scared of going to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Okay, let's go together, Mommy's here.
Then, I got up from the bed.
Geez, don't wake me up for something like that.
She's 6 years old already. John, annoyed at being woken up, clicked his tongue softly and muttered some complaints.
Don't say that, I'll go with her. You can go back to sleep.
John, with a sulky face, snuggled back into bed. Thinking he had no intention of getting up anyway, I wondered why he had to be so grumpy as I left the bedroom with Yvonne.
Mommy's with you, okay? Let's go.
Saying that, I took Yvonne's hand and headed towards the bathroom. However, after a few steps down the hallway, she suddenly stopped.
What's wrong? You wanted to go to the bathroom, right? Hurry up or...
As I asked her, Yvonne put a finger to her lips.
Mom, be quiet. Dad might still be awake.
Yvonne whispered to me, keeping her voice down.
What do you mean? What happened?
I asked back in a whisper, alarmed by her unusual behavior. Then, she said something shocking.
Mom, let's get away from Dad right now while we still can. I've already got all our stuff ready. What? You're a sleepyhead, aren't you?
I rolled my eyes blankly with her unexpected words.
I'm not a sleepyhead. Trust Yvonne and come here, hurry.
Yvonne pulled on my hand with urgency. Her face was dead serious, suggesting this was no joke.
Mom, we gotta hurry. No time to explain, I've prepared the bags over here. Come on, let's go.
Yvonne said, pointing at the travel bag which she had prepared during the day and urging me to go outside. She rushed me. As if she was worried that my husband John would wake up. I walked out of the house with my bag in my hand, puzzled as to what was going on, and found a car parked outside. Looking into the driver's seat, I was surprised.
Dad! And Mom too, why are you here so late at night?
They looked at us with worried expressions.
Just hurry up. We'll talk in the car and get in quickly.
I got into the car without saying a word, assuming that there must be a reason for my father's unusual behavior. After confirming that we had buckled our seatbelts, my father immediately stepped on the accelerator and the car began to drive away. Then, Yvonne sitting next to me let out a relieved sigh, saying it was good.
Yvonne, you did a great job. Yeah, that's a brave thing to do, great job.
My parents praised Yvonne one after another. It seemed I was the only one who couldn't grasp the situation.
Wait a minute, I want an explanation now. What's going on with everyone? Why did we have to leave the house like we're fleeing in the night?
I demanded an explanation from everyone. Because I couldn't understand it at all. The truth is, my mother began to explain with a serious look upon hearing my words. I was absolutely stunned by the surprise I was told.
So that's what it was. How could this happen?
After hearing everything, I was moved by my daughter's courageous action. Yvonne is only 6 years old. My young daughter had acted out of concern for me.
Thank you, Yvonne.
I stroked Yvonne's head, who was now sleeping soundly next to me.
Thank you, Dad and Mom too. Let's discuss what we're going to do next.
Eventually, the car arrived at my parents' house. Here, we can finally feel safe. How to punish that man who betrayed me. I was seething with anger, thinking about it. The next day, checking my smartphone, there were several messages from John. He must have been surprised waking up to find his wife and child suddenly gone. I stuck to the plan, replying, got a call saying Dad was in a bad shape and rushed back to my parents' house.
You didn't have to leave without telling me in the middle of the night. Well, okay. Call me if you need anything.
John seemed somewhat unclear, but seemed to have managed to agree with my words. I was relieved he wasn't suspicious. I must prepare for revenge before John is aware of it. Then a week went by. There had been no word from John, but suddenly he stormed into my parents' house where Yvonne and I were staying, his face red with anger.
You! How dare you betray me? Having an affair with that old man. Shame on you!
Betray? Affair? What are you talking about? What's gotten into you all of a sudden? When I asked back, John yelled even louder, accusing me of playing dumb.
You might deny it, but this is undeniable proof.
He then shoved his smartphone screen in front of me. It displayed a photo of me at the supermarket, standing next to Manager Nelson.
What about it? Looks like a regular photo of me at work to me.
The photo seemed like a normal scene from my job, nothing out of the ordinary. But John, growing more agitated, threw unbelievable accusations at me.
Don't play dumb, you wretch! How can you not see that this is clearly you having an affair?
John was convinced this was irrefutable evidence of me and the manager having an affair, sneaking around behind people's backs. Indeed, if one were to interpret it a certain way, it might not look impossible for us to appear close and cordial. But it was just Manager Nelson's inappropriate closeness. I hadn't done anything wrong.
Are you serious? I'm just doing my job. How can you call it an affair on any grounds?
I retorted with confidence, but John wouldn't listen.
There's no way a part-timer and a manager would be that close without something going on. Look at this photo, you're not even rejecting him touching your shoulder.
John showed me a photo of Nelson placing his hand on my shoulder, yelling at me. Then, John presented a document in front of me. It was a divorce paper, already signed.
I can't be with my wife any longer, who betrayed her husband and had an affair. I want a divorce immediately. Of course I'll get custody of Yvonne. And of course, you'll have to pay me child support.
He claimed this triumphantly, as if he had caught a great prize. But to me, John's actions were just laughable. He thought I knew nothing. I thought he was such a fool.
That's too funny.
I couldn't help but laugh out loud at John's unilateral and selfish demands. My parents nearby laughed along.
What's so funny, acting all desperate now?
Seeing us like this, John lost his momentum and seemed bewildered.
It was so poorly acted that, oh, that's funny. I know you wanted to make up an affair, but if you want proof, you're going to need something like this.
While laughing, I picked up my smartphone and played a video. As he saw the screen, John's face turned blue.
You're in need of money, right? I just want to capture a scene that looks like Talia and you are having an affair. Are you really going to pay me if I help? Yeah, if it goes well, I can get alimony from her. That means more reward for you.
All right.
I'll act well so you guys can get divorced.
The video recorded Nelson agreeing to play the role of the affair partner, coerced by John.
This is what you call evidence of wrongdoing.
What exactly were you planning behind my back? I had been informed of my husband's secret by someone and, while staying at my parents' house, hired a detective to investigate various matters. According to the detective's investigation, Manager Nelson loved gambling and had accumulated a significant amount of debt because of it. That's probably why his wife left him. He was always short on cash since his monthly salary couldn't even make a dent in his debts. Spotting an opportunity, John waved some money in front of Nelson to coax him into fabricating a story that I was having an affair.
You seem to have planned quite a bit, but what an awful performance.
Did you really want to divorce me that badly?
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. This is a fake. These days, anyone can edit images and audio.
Despite the undeniable and clear evidence, John tried to feign ignorance. Oh, I see.
You don't want to admit to the affair, so you're making up fake evidence as an excuse. What a woman.
Disgusting. Do you really think that excuse will work?
Well, if you're looking for entertaining videos, I have others.
Let's see if you can deny this one. Saying that, I played another ace up my sleeve, a particular video. It showed a man and a woman in a loving embrace.
What that is? Why? No way.
John began to panic pitifully as he watched the video. The location shown in the video was John and my bedroom. The date displayed on the screen was after Yvonne and I had gone to my parents' house because my dad was supposedly ill. The video showed John and an unknown young woman naked, embracing on the bed.
Lucky me, the wife is gone. Now we can love each other without sneaking around. Bringing your mistress home while your wife is away, you're such a bad man.
Are you sure we won't get caught?
No way, she's clueless.
I can't wait to marry you.
I'm so tired of my wife.
After I left the house, I had installed a camera in the bedroom while John was at work. The camera could be remotely operated, and I could check the recording anytime from my smartphone. While Yvonne and I were away, my husband had the audacity to bring his mistress home for a tryst.
Too bad I'm not blunt. I saw through all your evils. It's not fair to take hidden pictures. It's a spying shot. Give me that.
John was so agitated that he tried to take the smartphone from me.
Ouch!
But in his haste, he failed to notice Yvonne's toy on the floor, tripped over it, and fell. Taking advantage of the opportunity, I moved away from John to avoid having my smartphone taken away.
No matter how much you struggle, it's futile now. I've got all the evidence of your affair gathered by hiring a detective.
Thanks to Yvonne that I was able to move so smoothly. In fact, Yvonne apparently overheard John talking about how he wanted to divorce me and remarry his mistress by accident. Yvonne, who was quick-witted despite her younger age, worried that if she told me directly, I might not believe her, so she first spoke to my parents. My parents initially found it hard to believe the words of their young 6-year-old granddaughter, Yvonne, but her earnestness convinced them of the truth. Yvonne and my parents, knowing my nature of being bad at lying, decided to keep John's affair hidden until the last moment. After hearing what happened from Yvonne, my parents devised a plan with her to take me out without alerting John. Even the flyer for the elementary school sleepover was created by my dad. He was skilled at making presentation materials during his working days, and I'm thankful for how well he crafted it. Thanks to that, I could pack my bags without arousing suspicion, and our escape from the house went quite smoothly.
Damn it, how did it come to this?
John wanted to divorce me and remarry his mistress but didn't want to pay child support. That's why he plotted to make it seem like the fault was mine. Realizing his plans were exposed, John slumped in defeat. Ignoring such a John, I picked up the divorce paper from the floor.
If you want a divorce that badly, I'll grant your wish. But who is at fault for the divorce will be determined by a lawyer.
Then, I immediately signed the divorce paper and submitted it to the city office. And through a lawyer, I filed for alimony from John and his mistress.
I didn't have an affair. I won't pay a dime. It was all set up.
The two had maintained that the affair was a fabrication, but thanks to the video evidence of the affair that they had prepared in advance, their claim was confirmed as a lie. Still, they were reluctant about the child support, but the court recognized all my claims, and I won custody of Yvonne.
What I heard was different.
I have no use for a broke man. Bye. With that, the mistress dumped John and disappeared. The detective's investigation revealed that John and his mistress met at a nightclub. Smitten by her at first sight, John, claiming he would soon divorce me and win a large sum of money, pushed for a relationship. Although they entered into an affair, the mistress had been after John's money from the start, and realizing that he had no chance of getting it, she abandoned John and fled. Eventually, John's affair became a rumor within his company, and fearing damage to the corporate image, the company transferred him to a less visible department. Once considered an elite on the management track, John's actions had made his advancement hopeless. Unable to endure his diminished standing, John eventually chose to resign on his own. After resigning from his company, John ended up working at the supermarket managed by Nelson, where I used to work. Despite being exploited, Nelson was so upset about not receiving proper compensation, and he decided to make John work hard for little pay to repay him in some way. John's salary plummeted after changing jobs, and child support payments to me, he's always lamenting being broke. He seems to vent his resentment towards me to those around him, but everyone sees his situation as nothing but his own doing. After leaving that supermarket, I was able to find a new job fairly quickly. Now, I'm living a fulfilling life, staying with my parents and getting their support, planning to move forward hand in hand with Yvonne.
I'm smart, right? I did save my mom.
Yvonne would boast with a proud huff every chance she got.
Yes, you did. We have this happy life now because you helped us. Thank you.
At just 6 years old, Yvonne had the courage and took action to face adversity, saving me. Hats off to her determination and ability to act as an adult. Smiling, I hugged my beloved, adorable daughter.